Hi, I'm Clarice Warner, the girl with the pearls, the founder and education director of the Professional Reimbursement Network, LLC, where coding education is key. And first, let me just share with you a little nugget that I discovered this morning on my walk. And yes, it says smile more. And I just couldn't agree more. I think it is really a great thing for us to smile. It brightens up our day, lifts our mood. And yes, we should smile more. So just wanted to share that with you. And yes, I love, 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 love it. So now to the business at hand. The third quarter 2017 coding clinic has been released, and it actually has been released a little earlier than anticipated, with great news because there's a lot of things in there that we need to review and read. And remember, this reference guide should be part of your certified marketable medical coding toolkit. Remember, as you are expanding on your coding skills and strengthening your marketability, these are some of the things that you need to know and be aware of as you navigate these professional waters. So, coding conventions and instructions take precedence over the guidance, but the American Hospital Association Coding Clinic is considered an official source for coders. And the following areas are highlighted in this edition of the Coding Clinic. They are emaciation and malnutrition. There was some questions related to gastrointestinal bleeding, secondary to gastric ulcer, late preterm infant, lumbar spinal stenosis, and neurogenic claudication, severe malnutrition, and skin necrosis at a mastectomy site. So let's briefly look at the guidance for gastrointestinal bleeding secondary to gastric ulcer. So the question came into the coding clinic as such. A patient presents due to acute gastrointestinal bleed, or GI, and an esophagogastroduodenoscopy, or EGD, was performed, which showed gastric ulcers as well as portal hypertension. The physician does not link that the bleeding to the ulcer, nor is it documented that these conditions are unrelated. Under the revised with guideline, it appears that we may assume a relationship between the gastrointestinal bleed and the ulcer. How should we report gastric ulcer in a patient with gastrointestinal bleeding? Well, the coding clinic people got together and they formulated an answer, and they stated it would be appropriate to assign code K25.4, chronic or unspecified gastric ulcer with hemorrhage. As stated in I-10 official guidelines for coding and reporting, section IA-15, the classification presumes a causal relationship between the two conditions linked by these terms in the alphabetic index or the tabular list. Unless the provider documents a different cause of the bleeding or states that the conditions are unrelated, it is appropriate to assign the combination code for these conditions. So these are the types of scenarios that you will see in the coding clinic. So make sure that if you have questions about certain areas that you reference your I-10 manual for the coding clinic guidance and review that as it provides additional guidance and clarification related to any concerns or questions that you may have. Also, it is your responsibility as a certified marketable coding professional to stay abreast of all guidance related to any coding. So stay tuned to our evaluation and management series here on YouTube, as well as our blog post. Please, please, please consider subscribing to our channel and or sharing the information with others who too can subscribe to our channel, particularly with any colleagues or any new folks who are interested in our profession and in our field. Please share that information with them. As always, be safe, be kind, and don't wish for it, work for it. Until next week, take care.